Gonna make a little video about bagging the S10. Made a start on this side, got the spindle out, spring out, lower arms are already de-humped, and I've already sort of opened this up for the bag. So I'm gonna make a start on doing the same to the other side and film it. Now it will come apart pretty easily because I've had it apart recently to fit these drop spindles. Mark it up and start cutting. So start cutting this edge off here, I think. Bags in and clearance all around. Gonna jack up the lower arm and just check that it's cleared when it's compressed, but I think it's going to be alright. Just about through there, there's clearance. It's a bit tight. And on this side. I might grind that lip back a little bit more, but I think it's going to be alright. Don't think it's ever going to go any lower than that, definitely. But it's on the bump stops and I don't think it's going to sit that low because the cross member won't clear. Alright, now the bags are clearanced. I've put the spindle, steering arms, anti-roll bar links and everything back together because I'm going to see where the wheel sits, see if I've got clearance, and I'm going to see if I'm going to link a bit of notch for steering arms. It doesn't look like I'm going to have to. Might have to do something anti-roll bar there. Although this is full drop, so it just clears. Probably not. And I've got to see about mounting a shock. Most people, from what I've seen, notch out between these two, weld a tube in, mount your shock off here, top mount up here, and then your shock runs in inside the chassis basically for clearance, but that's why I'm going to put the wheel on and see how much steering I've got, how much clearance, where the shock can go. I've also seen people mount them on the only roll bar, but that seems sketchy to me. I'm just at least going to like knacker these bushes pretty quickly. Let's jack it up and turn the steering and see what happens. Right, that's actually fully dropped, so it's a bit disappointing. The tyre, I made a shit tyre choice. 205 4017. It's too skinny. I need a bit more solid on the back. It's got a 235 45. That's probably too much, but we'll at least stick a bigger tyre on the front. These are the bag cups I've made, just a normal cup on the bottom, and I'll make a bracket that bolts in those to hold that. And then on the top, it's an offset. I've welded this in offset to go in that offset old shock mount hole. And I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the side here for the airline to come out. On these, the airline can run down through the chassis there and come out there somewhere, and then I'll run all the compressors and tanks and stuff like that. Sorted. Let's have a look in the scrap here. I've got some tube. That's probably a bit heavy duty, but I can cut that in half and put it into the frame. I think what I could do is, yeah, half that, cut out there, and then sink the half tube into the chassis, and then run a shock off the bottom here, and then make a little top shock mount. I'll probably just chop this, weld that there, and then possibly need a new brake line, but I might better just bend that back enough out of the way. Job's a good one. These are the shocks that came off, and that they go up through and in that top hole. See, they compress more than that. That's extended. So, I mean, where they're rusty is where they compress to, I guess. So I can mount them. So if I use these, get some more. If I use these, I'll have to take that out. The bushes all look pretty knackered anyway, so I might just get some mini shocks or beetle shocks or something. See what's shortest. Yo. They actually stay compressed pretty easily, so just as an idea of the sort of height. Don't really want to cut into the chassis too much, so I'm thinking I could lean it, I could just cut down to this point and cut out a bit at the top, so the tube, if it's in there, wouldn't sort of lean back. I just want to avoid cutting back into where these lower control arm mounts are. Anyway, I think I'm going to call that a day. It's Sunday, we want to go home, some pizza.